Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your narrative and roleplay home focused, your home for narrative and roleplay focused tabletop role-playing game live plays here on the internet. It is Wednesday night. We are back with our long-term limited campaign, Dynasty of Dragons, episode 28 tonight. So really getting up there as we make the turn towards the end. Before we get into our amazing episode tonight, we'll do quick intros, run a little recap from the last session, and then jump right in. Like I said, to a very big episode, but I say that every week. I'll start. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like what we do here, give us a like, follow, subscribe, high five, fist bump, consent given, pat on the butt. We love to support. We are live here Wednesdays and Friday nights, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, 10 p.m. on Fridays. And then our YouTube available, our videos are available on YouTube the following Tuesday and Thursday for the respective shows. That's it for me. Let's meet our amazing cast and then get right into our episode. Let us start with, let's see, who do we want to start with? Let's start with Umdar.
Okay.
Tim, tell us about Umdar, and you were the one that got closest to the mysterious arena as everybody kind of stayed away from it. You went up and actually got as close to it as humanly possible. What'd you think of all that? You have any thoughts about whatever might be in there?
No, Umdar is pretty stumped about the arena and still the situation in the city. Seems a little bit clearer that there seems to be some tragedy that occurred. But as far as the arena, no signs of anything significant that she's seen so far. Her curiosity is piqued for sure.
Okay. What do you think of the note?
I think that I need to review the notes that I took last week,
Okay.
Last session.
Don't worry about it. All right. Let us slide over to kind of our guide here in the tropical region of Chult, our cartographer, Banquo. So you've been here before, big, busy, crazy, major trade hub, and now suddenly it is empty, son. Everything's empty. Streets looks like nobody's been here for a while. Looks like everybody just kind of left. How's Banquo feel about such a big place being so empty? And is this the worst thing you've seen so far?
Yeah, he feels all sorts of ways about everything being left unguarded. But he's here to do a mission. He can't just spend weeks, months looting the place. So he's got to keep his mind on the job. So this is definitely disturbing. There's been so much strange activity in every location we've been to that it's not especially jarring, like arriving in an empty city for the first time might be. So yeah, he's at this point zeroed in on looking for clues and a path and a compass.
All right, we're gonna set out into the jungle and see if you would have rather stayed in the empty city, seemingly safe. We'll slide over to our paladin. Raz, tell us about Daemion, and same kind of feel. You've been there since the beginning. You've seen all of the kind of various problems related to these dragon vaults. Where's this one rank amongst all of them?
Just from what we've seen so far, this definitely seems like the most dire situation we've run into. Like, we've seen places that were in a bad way, for sure. We've left some places worse off than we found them, and some places better. But this one was completely fucked before we ever had a chance to even get our foot in the door. Like, we showed up in this entire massive fucking port city. It's done. That he's completely at a loss. Like, at this point, he's just like, I guess I just have to get the job done because I can't do shit for this place.
Some places we left better than we found them. A truer statement has never been made on this show. Look, Patrick, we've saved the city burning behind them. But I love you guys. You're my lunatics. And last and not least, we end with Eric. Gib had kind of a nice, I don't know. I don't want to say nice. I don't know that that's fair. Moment in kind of one of the holiest places to your faith. And after your encounter with the Moon Father, how you feel? I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, well, Gib is honestly feeling a little conflicted because getting to this Temple of Selûne is probably like one of the biggest pilgrimages a devotee of Selûne could undertake. But at the same time, the place was trashed, right? And that's just no good. So he's filled with righteous anger at this moment and looking to solve this mystery and bring whoever perpetrated this to justice.
Fair enough. All right, that is our amazing cast. I am so lucky to have them week in and week out when my job doesn't keep me from this place. So, as always, thank you guys for being here. It means the world to me. All right, so last week, as we have touched on, upon arriving in the very populous and busy trade hub of Port Niranzanu, basically this biggest settlement in the entire region of Chult, the party came out to the entire city deserted. Doors open, things looking like they had just been left. No seeming panic, no stampede, no nothing. Just gone. Eventually, it was seen by Thorn, right? You guys actually go see the pit, right? Thorn just saw it from the sky. That's it?
I don't remember now whether it was me or Thorn because we each went one way. I can't remember which one of us saw it in person.
Okay. But the party knows that at a point on the map, the entire population, for the most part, we'll get to that, seems to be just laid in a pile, all dead. As they made their way from the trade portion of the city up here last week, headed towards the Temple of Selûne. Its glass dome, one of its notable features, entirely smashed, something else that the party had gleaned from an aerial kind of view of the city, also reinforcing the fact is that they were the only living things, seemingly, from all of their scouting above. They saw nothing else. On their party's way, they encountered a few city gates, all of them with 6 kind of humanoid greenish skinned heads on pikes in the traditional kind of warning fashion that cities are a lot to put on. Saw them at each of the gates, made their way back past the largest arena where they have sports and spectacles and theater and all the things that a major city enjoys. This one locked in every door and sealed shut, and from even the outside, a sound could be heard. Upon a little exploration, the party gleaned that inside was a significant portion of the population of the city, all standing in a row, orderly, facing in the same direction, seemingly controlled by some foreign force. Leaving sleeping dogs where they lie, good choice. The party made their way to the Moon Temple upon finding all the glass smashed, a cleric, somebody of the clergy, spouting things about Illithrax. How did he die? One of you kill him?
Didn't die.
Wait, you just left him screaming? Oh, wait.
No, I gagged him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, what'd you guys do about that? And then also meeting one of the highest members of the clergy, an old man seemingly blinded his entire life. The only one left alive and capable of communication that the party found. He warned Gib about a little known kind of end of times prophecy that this old man studied his life and dedicated his life to this faith had come to believe that this could be that prophecy. Upon guiding him back to his apartment where he would be safe, seemingly from whatever enslaved the city, the party has set out into the jungle. Oh, no, wait. You went to the palace. After a couple of clues from the Allfather, one of them pertaining to the garrison of the city, as well as emissaries sent to meet with the merchant princes, they traveled to the royal palace. Upon their finding the merchant princes all dead, with a note stating demands by whoever had done this to the city, that they were not to be followed to the south. Any rejections of these terms, acts of aggression, or what was the other? Or violation of these terms will result in total enslavement of your people. The party or the merchant princes, seeming, as Raz says, capitalists maybe aren't all bad, seem to have a backbone before it costed them their lives and still the enslavement of the entire people. With the clue to not to pursue south, the party will do just that, heading out south along the river. All right, so you will make your way out of the city. Choosing to follow along this river. You step out. The heat is just absolutely oppressive. Like, it is awful hot. It is humid. There are giant bugs. You can hear them buzzing. You're instantly sweaty, armor chafing, everything. It is miserable. Who wears heavy armor? Gib, let me get a con check, please.
Let's hope for the win. You're muted, Eric.
Sure.
Imagine
Well,
having heavy armor proficiency. Couldn't be me.
Could be me.
No. I got a 16.
Okay, you're good.
All right.
Just the humidity, the armor, not only like it's like just how it's basically like you're wearing an oven. Just how it rubs on you, the weight of it just rubbing against your shoulders. You're all sweaty, like you're chafing like hell. It is a miserable experience. There's a rocky cliff trail along before you get to a little set of docks, essentially. All the docks have boats attached, like at all the moorings. And the river, just beautiful blue water out of the luscious sea, flows in. With nothing but the endless, hot, humid jungles of Chult ahead of you.
Someone say insect repellent.
Yeah, I got some. I have.
Lather me up, Banquo.
Wow, okay. Umdar, shoot your shot. Go for it.
How many uses do you have of insect repellent, Sav?
10. They're only half a gold each.
Any idea how long they last?
Oh no, they're 5 copper each. It says just contains. Oh, okay, it's 1 gold for 20 applications. 1 application protects its wearer against normal insects for 24 hours. It's waterproof, so it doesn't wash off in the rain.
24 hours. That's that good deet shit, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is like full on chemical. Like you're destroying the jungle with your presence.
Yeah.
But
Side
here you
effects
go.
may include.
You can actually
It's just
hear.
like
You can hear the
a
bugs
sack of
falling.
castoreum.
Yeah, like, and then just like there's just like a bubble of dead insects like near you. like birds start to fly a little wonky.
How the water in the river? How's it look? Is it clean?
It is beautifully clean. The Bay of Chult is known for its crystal clear, like blue waters, and it at this point in the river, it is just as clear. You can see to the bottom. Yeah, it's tropical. This part of the jungle is nice.
Daemion will dip some cloth in the water, get it nice and wet, and then hit it with a ray of frost and chuck it at Gib.
Nice. Snowball fight.
Am I sweating?
Snowball in the jungle. Yeah, all right.
I can probably smell you back on the Sword Coast.
Yeah, for sure. He's just a big bear anyway, so you know.
Sweating little much there.
Yeah.
Profusely. So it's ocean water that flows south into the lake.
A little swampy area, and then
Yeah.
kind of a
That's cool.
It's just gonna end up into like a giant salt lake. Yeah.
See, looking at the map here, we're following Soshin Star, which goes to that swampy area you mentioned. Just out of curiosity, River Tath, which shoots off, in the other direction, does that flow back into the ocean, or do they both flow into this swampy area?
Yeah, that one's gonna flow out.
Interesting. So it just kind of like passes through inland and then back out. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then there's fresh water coming off the mountain as well. And obviously all of this, like, it's in the river. Wow, that's really cool, yeah.
At that point, you could use it like a canal,
There's got to be a drain. Yeah, well, yeah, it's basically a canal, but there's got to be a drain or something, and I'm guessing it, like, dumps into the Underdark or something.
Well, if it's swampy, it's probably all like groundwater and shit collecting underground and making the ground all gross.
Yeah,
Poor
but
drainage.
if it was like, unless it's like a new thing, like a man-made thing or humanoid-made thing, then it would eventually erode into, like, slice off this whole part of the coast. So it's got to have some sort of drain. But yeah, not to get all cartographical on you.
I was about to say, aside from our sudden geography lesson there,
Well, I mean,
it's good to know though.
As we're on the boat, Banquo just like regales you with all sorts of like how interesting this geographical anomaly is, and yeah, you're bored to tears by the time we get down there. Take psychic damage.
so you're gonna go by boat.
Or actually, I'm not sure how we're going. I kind of imagine it was gonna be some sort of like Louisiana like river boat system with some sort of
This is not the
magical
This is
creature
not the Gator episode of Archer.
tied to the back. Yeah,
Yeah,
tied to the
yeah.
back
Fucking
somehow,
barge.
Can the trash
providing
pandas swim?
propulsion.
What's
What's up, Tim?
Can the trash pandas swim?
I don't know. I don't know.
Strap a raft
I don't know.
to their back.
I don't know if raccoons can swim. I don't know.
I don't think it matters because didn't you guys get like little things that you can just summon them to you anyway? So
Yeah, they're like amulets.
Alright,
But
so
yeah, I figured we'd find like some sort of river vessel.
there's a bunch of canoes, or small river boats, set up. They'll hold 4 people.
There's a whole abandoned city. We should get
Yeah.
something a little bit nicer than a canoe.
And I wasn't asking if the trash pandas could swim because they would need to, but
Oh.
because they could tug our boat. But that's a harebrained idea. Umdar's not familiar too much with over the water river portaging and on all that.
Yeah, we'll learn you. Yeah, we'll find a nicer rivercraft, but not so nice that it needs a crew because it's just the four of us. And yeah,
As has become tradition, all surface-based transportation is for peasants.
yeah.
All right. You make your way back to the city, all the way through the city to the dock district. Spend an hour or so quibbling. I think this would have worked better. I think this would have worked better. Can any of you fucking sail? How about that as a question?
No.
You know how
Gib
to,
can water walk. That's about it.
I understand the basic concept of an oar.
I can play the pan flute or the war gong.
That'll help.
Yeah.
Can we just like float with the current?
There you go. There's your winner.
I can inspire whoever tries to drive the damn thing.
You find a boat narratively suitable for your each individual taste, whatever you feel. I'm gonna let you guys decide. All right.
I don't understand why you guys wouldn't just ride the pandas.
Yeah, can I cast water walk on the trash pandas and then we just like
We
run
can
down
just
the
walk
river?
down the bank. It's not even that big a river.
You make
You're
your
not even that big a river.
you find a way down the river.
Yeah.
Along the banks, the river splits off into smaller little kind of tidal creeks and everything else. Dense vegetation, everything. But no matter what, as open and you're not in like the thick of it. You got a riverbank, you got the kind of respective clearing around it as you make your way through whatever means you choose. But no matter what, everybody feels like at some point you're being watched. Little rustles of like the brush around you, kind of scampering of animals out of nowhere. Just this ever-present feeling of just somebody constantly watching you. As you make your way to where the river splits, Banquo, you would know that this is a part of the jungle where things start to get a little, maybe less reliable than other sources. Venturing this far simply for cartographic purposes it's dangerous. You need to hire like a crew to protect you, and is a map of the river systems of Chult really worth it at the end? So they get a little wonky, and you come to what appears to be something of an unexpected kind of split in the river.
Unexpected split in the river.
Yeah, and
Oh. Which way is it flowing?
like I said, because I forgot to orient the map correctly, it's going to flow like this way
Oh, okay.
and then this way. So it's the map is
So are we
upside.
coming from here? And
Yeah.
Okay.
Top of the map is south.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says after complaining about maps not being oriented properly.
Would it be evident from the air which direction is, the main body of the river and which one's sort of a split?
Yes.
That was such a long pause.
I I hate that you bastards can fly, especially like so easily, but yes. Level 4 part, you're like, I don't know where this goes. You're like, you up there and you're like, yeah, it goes this way.
All right, so at least we know which aspect of this is the river. So, which one's the offshoot? The one we're next to, or the other one?
The one you're next to. You don't know where it goes. The canopy of trees kind of envelops it, and unlike the other one, which after a little meandering, you can very much trace it to the big clearing where the swampy lake is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can follow it to that. The other one seemingly disappears like under like a pretty dense canopy of trees.
So, guys,
Foliage.
according to the map, this shouldn't be here. Like this one that we're standing right next to now is not on any of the maps we've seen so far.
Is the water flowing into this
To the south. Yeah.
thing, or from it? Okay. Yeah, let's. I agree. Let's. Something that's strange and unexpected. That's usually our.
Our MO, yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
find the weird thing, investigate,
Yeah.
almost died, move on.
Is,
Just go kick
this-
something up.
yeah, is this the world-ending prophecy? No, we're just a harmless bunch of cultists. Yeah, this is it.
Hey guys, I found him!
Yeah.
Is there anything about the landscape that would indicate, like, if this is, I want to say new construction. I don't know that that's the word. Like, had the land been shaped recently to accommodate this new?
Give me a nature check. It's like you could. I mean, you could see like rocks. You know, like the way rocks are aged. Like they blew a mountain apart to put a highway up in West Virginia near where I lived. And like 30 years later, that shit still looks like it was cut like yesterday compared to the other side of the mountain that's been there for thousands of years.
Anyone want to offer me assist on this? 'Cause I do not have.
Yeah, because I was asking kind of the same question about which way it was going. Because yeah, if the water's going this way, then there should be erosion indicating that. So yeah, I would be helping him and guidancing him, because why not?
Just looking at it, it's very narrow. Guidance is a D4.
Oh, okay, not the barding inspiration guidance. Still amounts to a whopping 14.
Okay.
Bones.
Between Daemion's kind of aerial surveillance to know which way actually leads kind of towards the lake, and then that this one doesn't. You look at the, basically the little paths they cut through the rock, and they look identical. Like if it were not for Daemion's aerial like peak, it would be a crapshoot if this was your determining factor.
Okay. Well, we've definitely found the weirdness. I guess there's no reason why we need to validate it any further.
I mean, we could be wrong, but it's worth at least taking a look before we proceed forward. Because it's much worse for this to be the thing we're looking for and us to keep going than to take a little time, investigate, and then have to keep going down the river, right?
Sure. I agree. You can always trek back across land to get back to the other avenue on the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna take the branch, the one that you're closest to?
Absolutely.
Path less traveled.
Okay.
Right.
We're gonna go
Razard Frost.
the geographic new hotness. As you kind of make your decision and argue your valid points for your choices, the across the river and the little kind of island where it splits, you're going to hear the rustling of branches, leaves, snapping of twigs, and this like guttural screaming like yell. And from out of the jungle, tall, lean, shirtless, long hair, green skinned, sword bearing warriors all step out. Face paint, the whole nine. One, unlike the others, staff, older, kind of hunched over, holds his staff up, lets out another yell. Ah! And they all start chanting and shouting in unison at you, looking you directly in the eyes as they just continue to shout in this language that you don't understand. What would you like to do?
I suppose any... go ahead.
I would be correct in assuming that the heads that we found on pikes back in the city look a little similar here.
Yeah, I would say that. Also, plus Daemion was one of the kind of bigger persons to understand pretty quickly what it was. So yes, you would recognize them as the heads on the posts, on the gates of Port Naranzana.
Well, we are very outnumbered, boys.
Yeah, let's see if we can broker a parlay. No. Shield in one hand, but raise my hands up in a kind of universal sign of surrender and hold
Have any
still, I
idea
guess.
what they're saying there, wordsmith?
I don't suppose they're speaking undercommon or primordial.
No. Based on looks, this is probably a tribe that doesn't have a lot of contact with the city, lives in probably self-chosen isolation in the jungle where they'll probably be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
You stand there. Anybody panic, freak out, draw
wait.
weapon?
You gave me a spell scroll of comprehend languages. And is that it's gotta be a bard spell, right? It's a fucking bard. Yeah, okay. Hell yeah. I have a spell scroll of comprehend languages. It's not like a 1-minute cast, is it? It's a ritual. I'm just gonna burn the spell scroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it take to take effect?
6 seconds.
Okay.
I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language for 1 hour. I also understand any written language, but as long as I'm touching the surface, doesn't give me secret messages or anything like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
As the scroll takes hold, you soon start to realize that the older, hunched, staff-bearing one is screaming out something like a line, a threat, something about how proud and majestic warriors they are. They will defend their lands. They are their God's chosen people. You realize that the old man is shouting the lines, and then the other ones are kind of repeating them back or answering them as if they were questions. And along at this point, they have turned into almost like a rhythmic dance, hitting themselves in the chest, the legs, showing, displays of might in this just guttural, making the most terrifying faces, just screaming this at the top of their lungs over and over again about their pride as warriors, the ability to defend their families, their desire to be with their God, their being God's chosen ones. Nobody can defy them, just over and over and over again.
Are they looking at us? Like,
They're looking right at you.
okay, so they. All right.
Yeah.
Is team saying to you, Banquo?
I'll I'll kind of translate. Not like I'm like as they're saying it, I'll just kind of say it as they're doing it, but like not chanting it with them, just mentioning it so they know what they're saying, and while keeping my hands up and trying to make myself look like I'm, not trying to intimidate or make myself out to be a threat. Is there anything that they're saying that it sounds like we could emulate? Like we could also say that to try to get a some sort of connection going. Like they're mentioning warriors, being strong warriors. If we could say something about like honor. If they say anything, something like honor comes first, or anything like that, any kind of thing that we could bond over, any kind of like things that they're saying that we could repeat to show that we are also people of honor. I don't know, anything like that.
I guess the biggest lines to kind of focus on would be, we are here to defend our tribe and our family. We are God's chosen people. And
Are we?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it's along those lines. So the general kind of like bravado that would come with what a tribe would, like a tribe's mission statement.
Yeah. Okay. When they say tribe and family, I pick out those words that they're saying, and I emphasize that to Daemion, Umdar, and Gibb, and I say tribe and family, and then like at some point we'll join them in trying to chant maybe like tribe and family, like we also share your values. How do you do, fellow tribesmen?
How far are you going to go to emulate it? Just saying the things back, trying to do it in unison with them, doing the choreography with it. Like how committed are we going to get here?
Like after they say it in their chantings, I'll just like tribe and family. Like, yeah, I agree.
Hell yeah.
I'm an American.
So they just continue. The old man in particular kind of looks at you, and when you, in your crude way, use the same words as them, they say those words louder. They're still making the intimidating faces. The whole thing is very much at least the beginnings of like something to be intimidating.
Okay.
Are we still on our little river raft, or did we pull ashore when we got to this fork?
Yeah, the raft's not going to fit through.
Okay.
So eventually, yeah. And even
is
here,
it like a rapid?
What's
the narrow section of the river here, where it narrows? Does it?
I mean, slightly. Yeah, I mean, it's only like 5 feet wide, so it's more of like a, the simple, physics of it. Just the simple bottleneck of it's going to kind of make it be that way, but not enough to. It's probably not even enough to like knock you down if you wanted to like wade through it.
So, I mean, if it's only 5 feet wide, it's easy for them or somebody to jump across.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not an obstacle, basically, is what I'm getting.
Okay.
And does it stay 5 feet wide beyond where we can see, like, or does it open back up again like the mat?
Yeah. No. This is just the only part where it's really narrow. Everywhere else, almost 10 feet.
Okay. I'm just thinking about how to pull the raft up and portage it over this area.
So do we just wave and keep walking south? Like,
Or start dragging the boat over land
Yeah.
to get it to the other side of the narrow.
They keep going. But like I said, nobody makes a step towards you. Nobody does anything more, threatening than what they have been doing as they just continue to shout at the top of their lungs over and over again. Essentially the same 6, 7, 8, 9 lines.
So as Banquo is repeating, was it tribe and family?
Yeah.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make his voice boom up to 3 times as loud.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check if that's the intention. Do you just want to make it louder, or do you want to voice?
I just want to make it grander.
Okay.
That's
wow, dude. He says your voice is lacking.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not
skinny drow, right? So.
Yeah. This isn't like the burning bush kind of voice. You're not looking for that dramatic, right?
Be not afraid.
Is that you, Lord? No, it's me, Banquo. I'm right here. What are you guys on about?
Yeah, I'm just trying to fit in with them. Try to emphasize with, I don't know.
I was like, there's not like a. Give me just a charisma check. How about that?
I can do that.
I was like, you got that.
And then with check of all trades, it'll be a 15.
Okay. You can.
I think that was already factored
Oh, was it really?
because it gave you a +7.
Oh, yeah. So 13.
Okay. At one point, the old man on like the last line before it loops back to the beginning, like really stops and poses and like emphasizes the last syllable, sticking his tongue out. And as he does, the group behind him falls in line. So for the first time, they're all saying like the same thing at the same time. And almost at once, they just universally go quiet and stand there.
Were they doing a haka? Is that what they were doing?
There's my guy. Yes.
All right. Okay. I got you.
Yes. I did my best. There's your multiculturalism. Rugby World Cup. So yeah. But yes. Yeah, and they're seemingly done. Still looking at you, still trying to seem menacing, but have quieted now.
They can only manage to seem menacing instead of actually be menacing.
I mean, you can fuck around and find out. There'd be a lot of them.
Some of the shit we've seen.
All right. So they already went quiet. Do we need to like intimidate or like copy their movements? Do our own little war dance?
How about we imitate the war dance as we drag the raft over land?
Yeah, all that stuff. You're gonna manage to get the boat over. They obviously make no effort to help. Still kind of stare at you unmovingly, but once again, not making any kind of threatening movements towards you. You get the boat through and into the river again. As they continue to stand there. And then just as quickly as they appeared, back into the jungle and the foliage they go.
Tells me that's not going to be the last we see of them before we get out of this jungle.
Yeah. I also think it's safe to assume they weren't the ones that attacked the city if 4 of their own were, or however many it was. Heads on poles.
I'm guessing if we ask them in their language what they thought about the city folk, and we ask the city folk what they thought about these folk, then we would get opposing answers.
All right, fuck those people.
You know,
But that's none of my business. Sorry, what's up?
Yeah, the last village we visited, the residents there thought that the sapphire dragon was protecting them. Wonder if maybe there's some similar arrangement here.
I mean, once upon a time, they might have been right.
Yeah,
The Sapphire Dragon was only acting up because some douchebag showed up and
controlled it.
controlled it with the orb. Before that, it was probably content to just, chill out and be occasionally worshipped.
He was intensely worshipped. They love them some they love them some Sapphire God. All right. As they disappear, you get the boat over the little part that narrows out and back into the water. Off we go. Continue along. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but do we need to make a couple of additional perception checks to make sure we're not being followed or watched? I think we just need to be extra cautious. So maybe take this section of the river a little bit slower.
What, the Gith flash mob have you on edge now, buddy?
Yeah, you could say. I mean, they were rather intimidating.
Agree to disagree.
Roleplay successful. You head back into the boat, back into what still appears to be crystal blue water, just as the Bay of Chult was on the shores of Port Naranzanu. Through this little kind of part where the water gets larger, and eventually the current takes you underneath the very dense canopy. So dense that sunlight even has a hard time breaking through. And your eyes take a second to adjust from the bright, beating sun of tropical Chult as you are under this canopy. And as your eyes kind of come to, this is not the nice tropical jungle it was on the other side of the canopy. Everything appears to be almost dead. There's a rancid smell about everything here. It's dark, it's gloomy. And a couple of moments, orientation, we're back to proper north-south. You hear splashing and screaming off in the distance in yet another foreign language. And
Gibbs looking, he's got the brochure. He's looking at the brochure, the nice glossy pictures of the jungle, and then looking up at this putrid wasteland. He's like, ugh, I hate these ecotourism things.
And as you make your way around a small little bend of the river, you see two, if anybody knows what a dinosaur is, two dinosaurs being seemingly hunted by 5 10-foot tall lizard folk. Spears, slings, trip ropes. They seem to have the dinosaur cornered as it kind of lashes out at them, with another dinosaur closer to you seemingly just drinking out of the river water.
Dude, where the fuck are we?
We're in Dino Land.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Hold on to your butts.
We know we're gonna run into some silly stacks.
So, yeah, we'll have everybody roll for initiative just to manage movement around these very large and potentially dangerous creatures.
Wait, what was the what did the screaming say, Banquo?
Oh yeah, how long does
It-
that last?
An hour.
Okay. This is going to be like instructions from the lizard folk to other members of their hunting party. You know, go here, stand over there. No, too far back. As it seems like this one on the shore, number one, seems to be, at least appears to be in charge. Not really involved in the kind of movements, and the one barking orders that others seemingly follow.
Huh.
I had a 10 initiative.
Banquo,
Yeah,
I saw,
9 for Gibbon.
Banquo, I saw 14.
14. Yeah.
Daemion?
Me that boat.
I got a 19.
19. Okay.
Does this look like a proper hunt, like of this dinosaur?
Versus.
Like a cornering an enemy and executing? I don't know. Like, I guess it's almost the same thing.
Do they have
Arrow plugs.
carving knives and sacks to?
Yeah.
cut
It's not
this
like
thing
a
back
runaway
down?
pet that they're trying to recapture, right?
No, they're definitely trying to. They're definitely trying to eat it.
Yeah, I mean, motherfuckers gotta eat.
Yeah, right now I'm honestly just struggling to figure out why I care.
Yeah, let them have their dinner.
Yeah.
If they decide we're food,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that,
Then we have a problem. I guess.
say
I
we
guess
get
the
out of
question
river
is,
and try
do-
to start walking and skirt around these guys.
do we try to hide? Is the real question.
I can run. That'll be fine.
Daemion, you're actually first.
really, I don't know why I would have any interest in getting involved. I guess on the off chance that we do decide we just want to avoid this, Daemion will cast Pass Without Trace.
Shadow elf, nice.
So that's going to give all of us plus 10 to stealth checks. And we don't leave any tracks. We can't be tracked except by magic. So if we want, we could probably just go around.
Yeah,
Very unlikely they'd even notice us.
let's do that.
Gib, do us a favor and don't turn into a sheep anytime soon. That'd be real bad timing.
I mean, sheep probably have better stealth.
All right. All right. So pass without trace, and then if you want to move your movement, I guess give me the stealth check for the movement, and then we'll go from there.
Obviously, I'll, move relatively slow so you can all, keep pace.
Yeah.
Stealth check. 31.
I don't know, man. All right, just move. 31.
It's a flat +10, man. I don't know what you want. Like I'm decent at stealth as it is.
All right.
Rolled good.
Don't be mad at me, bro.
You sound mad. Like
I'm a little salty from the thing before. All right.
wait, which thing before?
The aerial surveillance of the mystery path in the river.
Was
Yes.
that going to be like a puzzle?
No, it was just supposed to take longer. That's it.
We wrapping this session up by
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
Yeah. Do you want us to go faster or slower? Pick one.
I don't think he's upset. I think he's proud of us. That's what I'm gonna keep saying.
It's Manny. He can easily do both at the same time. He's done it before. We skipped an entire 3-phase boss fight with 2 spells once, and he was the most.
NRP.
He had so many mixed emotions at the same time.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That one still hurts. Banquo, it is your turn to slowly dry out this. No.
Yeah. I'm going to lean over to Gib and say, I don't know about these lizard chaps, but try to be quiet. Don't disturb their naps. And I'll give him an inspiration, which I believe is a D10 at this point. Yeah.
So Gibbs roll plus a D10
Yeah.
plus pass without a trace.
Yeah.
Alright.
That'll be my bonus action. And yeah, I guess I'll just action dash to get ahead so I can kind of bounding Overwatch with Daemion. Using my winged boots to kind of tiptoe over the underbrush and just kind of almost hover off the ground, but also crouch down so I'm staying below like whatever bushes are here.
Okay.
And see what kind of stealth bullshit I can come up with. That'll be a 38.
All right.
38.
I heard you.
Wasn't sure.
Don't worry, man. I'm good. The T-Rex lashes about, just growling as the 10-foot tall lizardmen try to poke at him. Every once in a while, it's going to swing around, bat its tail, knock one of them back. And afterwards, he's just going to have kind of cleared a little space between he and them. Umdar, it is you. You can hear the splashing down the river of this giant lizard men fighting just a giant lizard. As you all try to sneak across on the other bank.
Okay, so I am going to make a double movement and then use my bonus to make the dash action, which will give me.
I will remind everyone that you have to stay within about 30 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're making me get on all fours and crawl over to you.
Well, dude, I can move even faster than you, but I'm deliberately slowing myself down so that we don't leave Eric to get eaten by dinosaurs.
And lizard men.
Oh, right. My slow friend Eric. I cannot leave him behind to get eaten by dinosaurs. Okay.
Damn, you're using my given name. This is bad.
No, excuse me.
The government name. Damn, you really want me to give me dinosaurs?
Buddy over here, Eric Gibbonmeyer.
Can you make an aura around yourself? Is that
Not-
possible?
Not on owlbear, which is like
How
my
large?
biggest gripe with it.
How large is it again?
You got the measure tool. Yeah, you can see, 30 feet. So you can get up to like here-ish if you can see that. Basically where Banquo is. Go to where
Mhm.
Banquo is.
Yeah, I measured out 30 feet ahead of you.
I'm a little worried that Gib, can you even move that far? Is that
Well, I assume Gibbs just going to move to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay?
As a matter of fact, assuming he's willing, I'm probably just going to haul his ass up onto Peduncle next turn and
Okay.
move things along.
I'm gonna make a stealth check then.
Yep.
To just attempt in any kind of way not to step on the exact branch I just stepped on. Let's see. 12.
Is that with the
Plus 10.
plus 10?
Oh no, I'm sorry. 22.
So
22.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to make your way across, nimble, very monk-like, very centered. As you make your way.
Monk F.
Do some cartwheels and some Jedi training. Front
Flipping
flips.
over.
So, yeah.
Do. Gib, it is your turn. All precautions made on your behalf here. Things slanted in your favor. Best of luck. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, in this very dark, twilighty jungle, Giv is going to take to the air a little bit and just kind of hover over the ground in the way that Banquo, you've seen Banquo do. So he's going to do that through steps of the night. But yeah, I'm going to try to be as stealthy as possible with my clunkety clunk here.
I'm not even going to bend my knees if I don't have to.
Bend the fucking knee.
All right. Wow, damn. All right, that's a 17, but I can use the inspiration die.
Yeah.
That is a d10. All right, let's add an 8 to that. So, yeah,
25.
25. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm going to move right over next to Daemion there.
Okay.
You're just like clunking along, and then the inspiration, you're like, oh, right, the lizard folk.
Yeah.
As
Just,
you quietly make your
remembers that
way,
he's got to be quiet.
the Stegosaurus, which you've seen, just happily drinking away this foul green water, is going to turn and just harmlessly plod its way over. Shut up.
I was sitting here like,
I hate you. I hate you.
that's not what that is.
That is the stat block that I got, so that's what it is.
That's fine.
I hate you. Where'd it go? It's going to plot its way over and just continue drinking, this time at this bank of the river. As the T-Rex starts to lash out, the leader is going to close in a little bit. He's going to miss
I
with
really
his...
want to slap that Triceratops on the ass. Send it downriver. Yeah.
Oh.
Not a bad idea.
Go bowling.
I thought the same.
They're all going to slash at the dinosaur, or the T-Rex.
I like this scene. We're just watching Manny play D&D.
I know. Well, it's not how it's supposed to go again. I don't know what you guys can do. Like, I just don't. The T-Rex is going to be angry. One of them goes down as the leader kind of slides into its place. Daemion, back to you.
So I'm going to offer Gib a hand. Now that he's flying, it's even easier because he probably weighs basically nothing.
Yes.
Just
Gladly accept.
haul him up onto Peduncle. We'll move. Yep, that works. Here, I think. Beauty. Drag him along with us. Beauty. Anything else I feel the need to do? Probably not, because this is going swimmingly, if I'm being honest.
I fucks with this.
Yeah, it's rare that a plan comes together, right?
Banquo.
I will continue bridging that gap, and yeah, sneaky, bonus action dash or action dash.
Daemion, do you give me a stealth roll? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure before we move on.
That is a 33.
Okay. Banquo, yours?
That'll be a 25.
Okay.
And I don't really have any spells that I don't see any reason to get involved, you know? These fucking lizard people are gonna kill these fucking lizards. These things happen.
That's where we think we're heading. We don't want to expend any resources.
Yeah.
There is that. And looking at them, like, they're big. And there's
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah, like, I don't want none of that.
If this was a documentary with David Attenborough, I'd absolutely watch it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like, I'm writing shit down. Like, I'm like, this is cool as fuck. I'm gonna tell people about this, but like I'm popping down rations like popcorn, but like I'm moving along.
Like, worst case scenario, fucking, we do eventually get noticed. At least they'll have finished some of each other off.
Yeah.
Before we get involved.
Yeah.
Sneaky adventurers wander past, never realizing they could have easily destroyed the lizard people and dinosaurs.
Whoa! What's with the sudden lizard folk genocide going on here?
They've come to bring civilization at the tip of a spear, like most people when they go to the jungle. Colonialists. Yeah. The T-Rex is going to rear back. It's pretty beat up, gashed in the belly, really slashed in the legs, like trying to cut down its mobility. It's going to lower its head and just plow through, knocking the chief into the river, like prone. Very little John in Men in Tights. Help, I can't bloody swim. T-Rex. Umdar.
Galapagos iguanas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep running, keeping pace with, well, it's a light jog, really, but keeping pace with Banquo.
Okay. Gib, you got any actions of your own, or are you cool just hanging out, catching a ride?
Yeah.
Catching a
Just
ride?
hanging out.
Okay.
I'm gonna give myself a little guidance.
I'm gonna guide myself to not fall off.
Yeah, can't go wrong. It's a good choice. It's what I would have done with my turn if I had it.
The Triceratops makes its way to shore, just seemingly minding its business, harmlessly eating like it does. They're going to continue to shoot at the T-Rex as it's eventually going to stumble, collapse, as they all jump on it to make sure that it is dead. Daemion.
Yes. I guess we will proceed.
I just want to resurrect the T-Rex and try to make it our friend.
I do have a zombie T-Rex stat block. I absolutely do.
Because that's an option right now, if we want
You
to.
have that.
Yep. You're the man to see about reanimating the dead, if anybody.
I thought I wanted a raccoon. Now I realize I want an undead T-Rex. Let's make that happen.
Dear God.
I've never wanted anything more in the last 4 minutes of my life.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We're at the edge of the map now. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the animate gets those only a medium or small humanoid. But doesn't Umdar have a scroll or
Divine intervention?
God, please give me a zombie T-Rex. Salute, you
Your
saw what I
humble
did.
servant asks of you.
You saw what I did for that old man. I did him a solid. Give me my
Yeah.
give me my
Now that Ian's
T-Rex
begging
lich.
us,
Yeah.
The table. Oh, have the turns at table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me my T-Rex lich. I want it. I want it so bad.
So I just like use the
It's a
divine
potion.
intervention to ask that all like to increase the IQ of all T-Rex in the jungle. Like rebellion.
God.
Like, Planet of the
Organized
Apes.
fucking T-Rex armies.
Truly the apex predators. You
At that point, the only thing holding them back would be the short arms.
Velociraptors riding them like cavalry.
You continue down the river as nature takes its course. You turn back and you look. You can see the giant lizard folk beginning to carve the T-Rex up as they begin to haul it away back to their village, most likely to sustain the lives of those that depend on them.
Yeah.
The next couple of hours, following along on the river, the scenery does not improve. It's bleak, it's damp, it smells. It is not the just humid jungle paradise that it was but a few hours ago. That sensation of being watched slowly over time like ramps up. Every once in a while, you almost swear you see a set of eyes in the darkness just off the river. Continue down. The sensation only seems to mount and get worse. Just this ever-present feeling of being watched. Everybody give me a perception check, please.
Perception check.
22.
Or with higher the dice.
13 for Gibbon.
17. Lower than my passive.
Yeah, 10. Lower than my passive.
Okay. Umdar and Gib, you are going to hear voices. You can recognize them as voices. What is being said, you are unsure. Daemion and Banquo, you will hear voices, and the words you can make out clearly are in common. Continue down the river, and suddenly you come to a bridge that spans the river, crosses your way. It is damaged, and every single one of you is certain that you can hear voices in common pleading for their lives. We've told you everything we know. We did not steal from your holy sites. Please let us go. In a terrified voice, sobbing, just absolutely fearful. You hear it coming from a clearing, or kind of off the river behind the immediate tree line, as the voices just repeat over and over again. We've told you everything we know. Please don't kill us.
This is past the bridge.
It's going to be coming from like this area.
Okay. The fucking word.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Well, somebody's in trouble,
Yeah.
and it's not a T-Rex.
Significant glances left and right. We finally hear something speaking common,
Yeah.
which is nice, and they're in trouble.
Damn it.
right.
We can't just forget. We can't just walk past this, you guys.
Yeah.
Help! I know you can understand me. Not me. La la la. Whatever
It's
you're in, you
beginning to
deserve
smell a
it.
little like almonds.
As you try and sneak by, you suddenly hear a voice say, Banquo, Daemion, Umdar, Gibbon, help me!
You four specifically, please help me.
Oh, they're not talking to us. Keep going.
They mean
All
four
right,
of
They're
them.
very common names, especially here in Chult.
Traveling together as well. It's got to
Yeah,
be three,
all
four
walking.
parties with your names roaming around town.
Doing my walking meditation. I can't hear you right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll creep up the bank and kind of try to see what's happening.
Okay. We'll give everybody like one movement by your movement speed. So this way. All right. Yeah. Banquo, what do you want to do with essentially like a free action?
Yeah, I'll climb up kind of prone onto the shore and only stand up if I've got enough like cover to just try to peek through the foliage and see if I can see anything.
Give me a perception check. How many feet is that? 1, 2.
Alright. Oh, damn. That is a nat 1 for a 12.
Foliage is too dense. You
Yep.
can't really get a good idea of what's going on. The one thing you do know is that the only thing you hear is the terrified responses in common. You do not hear the threats or the questions, whatever's prodding these
Yeah.
things. You don't hear that. Only the pleading of seemingly the victims in this scenario.
Can I get a sense of distance on the pleading voice?
There's a couple of them.
Okay.
Male and female.
All right, I'll indicate towards the others to join me in creeping up.
Okay. Umdar. How long's passed without a trace last?
Hour.
Okay.
Oh yeah, do you need a stealth roll from me?
If being stealthy is what you're trying to achieve, then yes. If you were just
Absolutely.
okay.
38. I'm being so stealthy, but I can't. And
Okay.
therefore
You're going on
can't get
this.
close enough.
Jeez, dude, that's close to what breath can pull off.
Yeah.
All right, Umdar.
Yep, I am going to very simply move alongside Banquo, but I rolled an 18 plus 4 is a 22 plus 10 is a 32 for stealth.
Okay.
And maybe I will take advantage of that to move a little bit closer, but trying to stay in the brush.
Okay.
Is this like cover, half cover?
The foliage is pretty dense and the tree trunk is pretty wide. So you could stand, you'd have to, peek out to look around it. But as far as like trying to make your outline smaller or anything to not be seen, that wouldn't be necessary.
Okay. And can you circle where the tree trunk is with the pointer?
I'll drop you a little circle. I'll do you one better.
Okay. What's the next tree closer to this area that's not visible? And is the view being blocked by the tree cover, or is there a wall?
For you, it's going to be there's a real big bush in the fog of war portion that you can't see beyond.
Okay. well, if I'm really like minimizing my movement speed and creeping really really slowly forward, I would try to peek around and try, pull a couple of branches apart and really try to get an in to what try to get a peek at what's going on in there. But if it's not possible,
Give me a perception check.
23.
Okay. After maneuvering a little bit around your tree and kind of figuring out what was going on, you can see through like a little cut of pathway through the woods. And you see another green-skinned humanoid like you encountered at the split in the river. Dressed in the same way, robes, staff, and in front of them you can see what appears to be a well-dressed woman on her knees, hands bound behind her, pleading for her life as he stands over her, not saying a word, but with her verbally responding to him, to them.
Okay, so a finely dressed woman is captive and her life is being threatened
Yes.
by these lizard people. How many of the lizard people are there that I can see? Just the one?
Just the one.
Can I
Is
hear
it
more than
lizard
one?
people, or
They're
did you
not.
say it was the?
The ones at the split in the river.
The ones at the split, not the ones at the dinosaur hunt.
The green
Okay.
meanies.
Okay, the ones that we, tribe and family,
The haka.
those ones. Okay, I'm gonna turn to my friends and do kind of point my eyes in there and say one like bad guy in there. I don't know hand signals, so something that you guys would pick up on. I've been talking.
Even my comprehend language is like, I don't fucking know. There's somebody in there. Yeah.
Bad guys. There's bad guys in there.
All right. Gib, it is you.
I'm gonna, if I'm still up with Daemion on Peduncle, I think I'm gonna hang here.
Okay.
I'm less clunky that way. Yeah.
Know your limitations. Fair.
Yeah.
Daemion,
I will.
objections to Gib hitching a ride? Continuing to
No.
do so?
No, it's gonna be great.
Okay. All right. Then, Daemion, it's actually your turn. So where you guys off to?
Well, from what I understand, we have eyes on a target, someone in danger. Not really pleas for help because they don't know we're here, but probably would be if they did know. I feel like the sneaking has run its course. Let's see. Umdar pointed to a rough zone. Can you give me some indicator of roughly where Umdar would have been pointing to?
Like right about here. Umdar's point of view is going to be like a straight shot right here.
Okay, that is acceptable. So yeah, with my passenger here, we're gonna have Peduncle do a airborne dash, and we're just gonna get right into the thick of it.
Are you going to dive bomb these people?
Pretty much.
Dope. Love it. Okay.
With the intent being to try and place myself in defense of whoever it is that's clearly in trouble.
Okay. So if you and Gib are kind of like relatively close to the ground, right? You're going to go up and then kind of down into what you would see is a clearing. above. So you just want to go up over what's keeping you and then just plop down essentially in the middle of where everything's going down.
Yep, that's always been Daemion's style.
Okay.
Put himself right in the middle of all the trouble. Always works great.
As you, Gib, and Peduncle's evolve form, make the kind of quick up and down, just as you clear the height of the trees, you're going to see 4 Gith with 4 human captives, I think it's fair, on their knees in front of them. Each one of them pleading for their lives to the Gith in front of them. And then, now that we've broken that, Daemion, go ahead and put wherever you would put down now that you can see what's going on. Okay. Gib's like, whoa, where are we going?
Now
It
he's
gets
all
to
about
experience true speed.
this. Yeah.
As you plop down, you can see this, I guess, slightest sense of hope and optimism in the eyes of the captives. The Gith kind of look up, almost expressionless, and as they do, one of them, the female here, is going to grab her head, just start screaming, just the loudest, most agonizing scream you've ever heard, echoing throughout the jungle, like the birds flying away from the trees, that whole thing from the movies. And eventually she is just going to, screaming is going to stop, and she's just going to collapse into a mess. Okay, that's it. Okay, we're actually back to the top of initiative. So as she falls, the old man, the staff, seemingly the same kind of position in the tribe as the one leading the chant earlier, looks Daemion directly at you and Gib, your proximity, and without his mouth moving and just very clearly in your heads, just clear as day. This problem does not concern you. These trespassers were caught robbing our holy sites and will be dealt with in the way that we see fit. Carry on. This doesn't concern you. And for a voice in your head, the inflection and the implication of a threat in the tone was very clear. And on that note, we're going to take our mid-show break. Yeah. It is currently 8:44. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. We'll come right back, and we will see what they do about the voices in their heads. To everybody watching, thank you so much. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, so hopefully we'll see you on the other side. We'll be back. All right, we are back after our real-life short rest. Before we went to break, the party, as they explored this mysterious branch of the river not previously on a map, only to discover kind of this land of the lost, dinosaur-flavored Feywild, to be on this branched path of the river after escaping and kind of sidestepping a whole bunch of things that weren't any of their business. The party continues downriver on this alternate branch before, for the first time, arriving at a place where they heard voices. Off in the distance, eventually to be heard in common pleading for their lives. And as the party got closer, Daemion and Gib atop Peduncle flew over the trees and into a clearing as 4 Gith stood with 4 human prisoners. One of them succumbing to some kind of psychic damage, causing her death, at which point they heard in their heads very distinct and threatening voices telling them that they had robbed their holy sites and that this business that they had stumbled upon is also essentially none of theirs. We will start back. Daemion and Gibb having just flown in on essentially Daemion's turn. Banquo, it's going to be your turn. You're going to see...
Is my turn over?
Oh, no, I guess not. Okay, yeah.
I was about to say, because that would be really unfortunate.
You were so taken aback by what you saw. Banquo, get over here. You gotta see this shit.
This guy has not... He's not giving me a lot to work with. You know, I come in here... Something happened to one of them, right? Like, they just appear straight up dead at this point.
Yeah. She screamed, like, agonizing pain. And then eventually kind of stopped and just... Vicini'd her way over.
Bloody murder.
So all I know is they just killed someone. They're threatening me if I interfere, but fuck that. They seem to have made it very clear they intend to kill all these other people, and the scenario I have at hand is a little too spread out for me to be able to protect all of them through conventional means. So Daemion is going to use a new trick he picked up recently. And he is going to summon a wall of fire. And sort of enclose the survivors and ourselves and try and cut off these red, that makes sense. Cut off these green threats from them. So if you'll... Oh, that's not drawing. How do I fucking do this? Just, you know, try and kind of...
Underneath the cloud is the... Okay, there you go.
With the fire blasting outwards from there.
Okay.
So the four of them would have to make a dex save. DC 18.
You're trying to hit the monsters?
Well, the green dudes, you know.
Okay, I
whatever
got
the
you.
hell they may be.
I got you.
Basically, the wall of fire is pointed outwards, so we're fine inside, but
Okay.
everything within the range of the wall has to make a DC 18 dex save against
Okay.
the fire.
Okay, let's do the sword bearers. They are going to fail.
Sword bears.
The one who stood in front of the dead girl is going to save. And the other one against the back of the tree line. All right, so these two failed. I realize I'm not pointing with a cursor that you guys can't see. This one failed, saved.
Fails will take 32 fire damage, 16 on a success. And the wall stays there.
Okay.
It is opaque, so we can't see them, they can't see us. It's 20 feet tall. And it continues to burn, so, you know, they'll keep taking fire damage if they stay near it or try and walk through it or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Daemion, anything else?
Yeah. These three remaining people, are they bound or anything like that?
They're on their knees, hands bound behind their backs, feet bound at the ankles as well.
All right, so I'll go to Gibb and be like, you know, try and get them untied quickly and crowd around. We'll see if we can get out of here.
Okay. All right. Banquo, you're going to see Daemion fly kind of up and over, and then
A 20-foot wall
and then
of fire.
and then a scream, and then like a big like burst of fire. All of this going on kind of beyond your line of sight, so you're just gonna have to use like the big plume of fire probably coming up from the thing, the scream that you heard without being able to see, as well as Daemion and Gibb and Peduncle kind of disappearing into the trees. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I will fly forward, like almost rocket booting, to where the clearing kind of starts right here at the end of this little bit of brush.
Okay.
And if I can see them, then I'll, I don't know, can I see this guy?
Yeah, you're gonna be able to see him. The tree is pretty like high.
Okay. Yeah, so seeing that Damien's already begun our attack run, I'll go ahead and just give this guy the old Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously this wasn't plan A, but
Yeah.
shit got real way faster than I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Trust me, this is
If
all gonna make
Damien's
sense when I
already-
explain it to you.
Yeah. If Damien's already started attacking, then obviously some shit went down. So of the 3, the lowest was a 21.
Yeah.
That will be 33 force damage against this guy, and he will be pushed through the flames,
Okay.
Nice.
which means he'll take 30 feet, by the way, which means he will take the damage as he goes through it again.
Oh, you already.
Ooh, does he go if through
going-
30 feet? Does he get pushed through both sides of the wall?
Yeah, but I think he can only take it once.
He can only take it once per turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
1,
he would-
2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6. Okay. So that's where he's gonna end up.
Yeah.
So passing through the wall, he would take another 32 damage.
Okay. So
But
as,
only once.
okay. So you're gonna hear him scream as he gets pushed through the wall. You're gonna hear it not like with your ears, but it's gonna seem odd that it seems to be like literally in your head. The sound of him screaming, and as he gets pushed through, the sound of the screaming is going to intensify very quickly as the fires engulf him, and then grow very silently as this charred husk gets pushed out the backside, burnt to shit, and just collapses into a pile of ash.
Wow. That'll end my turn. Yeah, that's all I need to. That's all I needed to say.
Okay. All right. The wizard, or I guess the shaman is what we'll call him. Okay. He, not liking what he sees.
Well, to be fair, what he sees is a 20-foot tall wall of flame.
Banquo, you're going to see it just kind of blink out of existence. And then a moment later, you're going to see like a rustling of the brush on the other side.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all he's doing?
Yeah, he's just running. That one's running away.
Because they take damage if they end their turn within 10 feet of the dangerous side of the wall, so he would take the damage again if that's where he goes.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, there we go. I didn't take the full move. I just tried to move him. All right, so he's gonna appear like way deep in the woods now. For him, boom, boom. This one's gonna reach out. Banquo, you are going to feel like this high-pitched, like screech, like a whistle, like really bad tinnitus. Just get louder and louder and louder, deafening, deafening, deafening. Your head's gonna hurt. It tastes like metal in your mouth, and I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Dude, is there more of them that we didn't see?
Oh no. Yeah, it's a fail.
You're not even gonna tell me?
6.
Okay, yes. Sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, you good.
Well, because the reason I ask is because none of them should be able to see him right now.
$17 psychic damage. That could have been way worse. As just this intense pain, and through, your searing pain, you're just gonna see one of the green skinned like peeking out from around the tree, finger to his head, like staring intently at you. And then he's gonna have to move. Right, a little further.
Motherfuck.
Okay.
I got you. I got you. I got some.
Actually, I charge all the way up and just get in your way. And just start like screaming at you the whole way as it just runs through the brush around the fire, just to run up on you, as basically you are the only thing that they can see that they can do anything about at this moment. That is going to be it for all of the Gith. Umdar, it is you.
Banquo, you got a handle on things over there? Because I gotta go.
Take care of my light work for me, would you?
Shit, that guy's fast.
I am going to take a bonus action to dash so that I can get right up in this guy's face, and then I will use a... Oh, how do I want to do this? I'll use my Breath of the Dragon, which is a dexterity check, DC 17.
Feeling pretty good. 27.
Fire damage, so you'll get 3 spicy fire d8. You rolled a 27, so it's gonna be half. 11. It's gonna be 5 fire damage, and then I will use a. I'll try to hit you with my staff.
Okay.
That's not great. Yeah, 15.
15 gets it done.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
19.
Okay, so you pass that, but you will take 11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. All right. You're gonna run up on it. It makes no grimace, expression of pain, anything, as you just wail into it, and it tells you, "My quarrel is not with you. This doesn't concern you." All right, Gib.
Yeah.
You're
First, Gib is like super impressed. He's never seen Daemion cast this spell before. And he's thinking about his own sacred flame, and he's like, "Oh."
Flame
But
envy.
since he's kind of stuck in this wall of fire, he's gonna run up to this lady on the western edge here, and start start untying her bonds and ask her, who are you? How'd you get here? What's going on? We're here to help.
We were explorers returning from an expedition. They claim we're grave robbers.
Did you take anything from them?
No,
He's saying this
no.
is like untying them.
No, we're strictly academics.
Okay. Do I get the sense that she's
look in my bag, and she points to like the bag on her back, little tiny like backpack.
I'm not gonna like open it, but I'm gonna like. Is it like soft canvasy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna like squeeze it.
Okay.
Like I don't know if it's a booby trap bag or what. I don't know.
It's gonna. There's something in there. It's not too heavy. It's not too big.
Yeah.
Slightly pliable. But
What is this? What is this?
it's our log, our travel log. We were exploring some ruins down river.
Okay. Well, sit here. This will all be over soon.
Please get us out of here.
Yeah. Just stand tight. Or
Okay.
sit tight.
I'll let you untie 2 people if you want to do that. It's not very complicated, and if you wanted to like yell
Gotcha, yeah.
questions at
Go to
her, okay.
Guy to the south,
How many
similar.
actions does flirting take?
That is
Gets married.
always a free action in my game.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
You're gonna untie him. 2's got like kind of a satchel. His looks a little heavier, larger
Yeah.
in stature. Looks like carrying kind of the group's supplies, like the
Yeah.
pots and kind of the communal stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I point to the woman just untied and said, "Go sit with her." It's safer together.
Okay. She's gonna move in a little bit too, just to kind of get away from the fire. All right. Gib, anything else?
No, I just yelled at Daemion, or like give Daemion a look like got to keep this fire like going until we figure out who these 3 are.
Oh yeah, no, it's it's both protective and what's the word here? Restrictive.
Everybody get cozy.
It's like an electric fence.
Yeah.
I wish I remembered the words to the song. Give back up to the top. All right, Daemion, it is your turn.
Yeah, so Daemion is angry. He doesn't like that they seem to just resort straight to we will murder these people for their slight on us, and they didn't seem to have any interest in talking about it, and that's it's not okay. So he's going to go up and over the wall, look for the leader-looking guy, who I believe is the one Umdar is fighting at the moment. You cut out there, Manny. Sorry.
I was being vague.
Or the one. Was I able to tell which one of them it was that was talking into my brain?
The one that killed the girl.
Yeah. So that's the one that Umdar is fighting now.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Took me a second. Everybody moved. They're not like just, yeah.
So that's his primary concern at the moment. Is deal with that fucking guy. God, these fucking trees and shit.
Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. If nothing else, I learned from Love and Thunder is that Appetite for Destruction is a banger album.
So first, let's do. Actually, I need to write this down just in case it becomes relevant later. All right. So we're gonna fly up and over. Peduncle's gonna take a couple of swings with his claws. Claws, I think. Probably not talons. That's more of a bird thing. Ooh. First one is a 23 to hit.
Yes.
And the second one is a 11, so that one will probably miss.
No, the 11 does not hit.
All right, so that's going to be 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then we'll go with some booming blade attacks. A 31 to hit.
Yes.
For 29 damage. Do you need any damage types?
I don't think so. No.
All right. Second swing.
What was it?
20.
I'm sorry. 28?
Oh, shit. I already dismissed it. It was 29 damage.
Okay.
And then this one's a 29 to hit.
Yes.
For 28 damage.
Quick maths. All right. You're just going to slash into this thing, and as I imagine the former in title alone, not as a change in temperament, the vengeance paladin in you, ferocious, precise, just slashing away with booming blade, and no expression, no audible sounds from this green-skinned creature. Just a maniacal laughing in your head as you just cut into this thing. Anything else?
He's still standing.
Yes.
All right, then after the second slash, he's going to gesture to him and say, "Stand down or I will slaughter the rest of you." I don't actually expect it to do anything, but it's what he would do. That's it, though.
He's going to smirk. And in response, all you're going to hear is, "You cannot comprehend the rest of us."
Oh, for what it's worth, I only meant like the 3 that are here. I didn't mean his whole
Oh, I
fucking
know.
race.
I know. He took it as more of like their tribe, their collective.
Their family.
All right.
Yeah, Daemion's definitely not the type to be like, "Oh, this green dude murdered a woman, so all green dudes are bad."
Look, man, it's not everybody. I just don't like you guys. The rest of you can go on and carry on. I let like 30 of you dance for me. It was pretty dope. Now, this is different. Just like I don't judge you by the dancers.
I'm not mean with those guys.
All right. Yeah. All right, Daemion, that's it. Banquo, you had this one just absolutely rush up on you as one of them tried to like scoop something out of your brain. What would you like to do?
I'm just like look at him down and up, like I'm not impressed at all. I'm going to pull out my +2 rapier, and I'm gonna cast
Bitch.
booming blade on it, and I'm going to also cast stab on it.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's in that one. And bonus action, I'll do it again. There we go, 29.
Yes.
That'll hit him for 10 magical piercing damage.
Okay.
And he will also get hit by 13 thunder damage. And if he moves 5 feet, he will take another 16. And
Nick, we've been doing Boom and Blade for a while. We get it, buddy.
yeah.
Daemion, did you hit yours with Booming Blade too?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure.
That only applies if he moves. So
Yeah, I just wanted to make. I'm gotten better about keeping notes during combat, so I know to also remember these things. All right. Yeah.
And I will then fly 30 feet up, hazarding an attack of opportunity.
He is going to slash at you. Feeling confident.
And
Feeling confident. Ooh, 22.
I'll use cutting words and say, I'm up here, and roll a d10 to go against his attack roll. That'll be a 4, so his attack roll will be an 18, which will not hit.
Oh, you bastard.
And then I will just wave at him as I go straight up. I must return to my planet. And that'll end my turn.
Okay, you're just going up higher. You're not moving any.
Yeah, so that he can't do anything to me, so that he'll have to presumably move and proc the boom. And that'll end my turn.
Okay. All right, boom, boom, Banquo. Gith turn.
Gith or Gib?
Gith.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Banquo, again, you are going to feel and hear just this awful, high-pitched whine. You're even going to start to see like flashes of color as like your deep senses are like affected. Not your kind of ancillary senses, but like your real like sight and your ability to see. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw this time.
Also a 6.
Oh, that's bad, dude. 6, 13, 16, 22. You're going to take 30 psychic damage as it just reaches in so deep into your mind that it affects like your vision. Like if you're at a concussion, you have blurry vision, same thing. No mechanical difference. I just want you to like experience how rough and deep he's going into your head.
How rough and deep he's going into your head.
Yes.
Really, Manny?
I don't know. I've had a long week.
Go smoke a cigarette and come back.
No.
Cold shower, maybe.
Also, no. My hot water heater is set at 137 degrees, which I am told is exceptionally hot.
I need to figure out how to turn mine up.
We have a tankless water heater. It is the greatest invention. There is no bigger flex in the world than a tankless water heater. I'm not kidding you. It's the best thing. Awesome.
We were gonna get one whenever we bought this house, and instead it came with 2 regular water heaters.
Okay. I can take a 40-minute shower, like, and literally, like, cook shrimp in there if I want to, and nothing happens, and it's awesome. God, it's great.
It's gonna give an image of Manny like taking a shower while boiling shrimp and cracking a beer,
holding shrimp,
while DMing.
Free range lobster. I rolled deception to say I'm not in the shower. So it's gonna reach deep into your head. The one over with Banquo, or I'm sorry, with Umdar and Daemion. Can't move. Daemion, if it wanted to, could it reach out and like touch you, or are you at such like a height that it would touch Peduncle but not you?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I got up in his face. I was able to hit him with a sword. He can probably.
Okay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Do that. 21.
Ah, very nice. You 6, 8, 9. You're going to take 4 psychic damage. And as you do so, as the pain intensifies, you're going to get just little flashes of images in your head. And one of them is going to look like kind of like a temple. Very nice place, stonework, kind of uniform columns, big splendor, with everything smashed. Like the pillars being chipped in, and not like it had decayed over time, but like looking like an act of vandalism. This is what they did to our holy sites. They deserve this. Leave us to our business. It's going to say to Daemion inside your head as the images flash through. Oh man, make a move. Hey, Banquo, you want to move? Oh, that's right. You're just up in the air. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I respond?
Yeah.
I'd just say, stand down, and if what you say is true, there's no more need for us to fight.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right at those. Ah, so close. It's a 10.
It's going to scream out at the sword-bearing one across the way. And Banquo, you're going to see, he's going to stop, kind of listen to what's being barked at him. And then he's going to put, like, the swords that are up and threatening, he's just going to kind of put them down a little bit, that you're going to see at your feet. And he's even going to take, like, a step back from you.
Does the booming blade go off when he takes a step
Oh,
back?
shit, yes.
Well, he has to move at least 5 feet.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't, like, drop concentration on it or anything.
Get an attack of opportunity on this guy? Or...
I'm up in the air.
He's just more gonna lean back than actually take a step back.
But yeah, he's parlaying.
It's a limbo pose is not very threatening, and he hopes that you see that.
Okay.
All right, Umdar. You're gonna have seen this exchange with Daemion and the kind of shaman in front of you. You're gonna have heard him scream out in their language across the way. And other than that, yeah, you can't see around the wall of fire or the trees. So that's what you know.
So did he make a gesture to call off combat? Did he bow? Is that what?
The one by Banquo did, but you can't see that, and it's more of I'm just not a threat to you right this minute.
You would have heard my half of the conversation, I think.
Right.
And you would have seen him touch me, probably.
Okay. Umdar's puzzled. She's not sure what to do. Do you got this? Can I go check in on Banquo?
Actually, if you don't mind, keep an eye on this guy while I go investigate the others.
Okay. I'll threateningly point the glowy end of my staff at the guy and say, "Don't move." Hope you understood what I'm saying. Stay there.
No change of expression, no physical acknowledgement of understanding, but he's going to look you dead in the eye, and in your head, you are going to hear, "We have never had any quarrel with you. We simply wish to punish those who desecrate our holy sites. Leave us and our people to our ways, our laws, and our affairs, and we will allow you to travel freely through our land."
Give us a moment to understand your laws and your affairs. Just be a little patient with us, and we'll be a little patient with you.
We do not ask your permission to carry out the sentence. This business
Okay.
doesn't concern you.
Let us be the judge of that, and don't you think about moving. And I will force an intimidation check if I need to.
Okay.
Which, let's see, I don't use this often, so sorry, Manny, just a sec. Okay. Never mind. I don't want to make him afraid of me, because if he's frightened, he's gonna run, right? And I don't want him to do that.
Well, not automatically. Frightened doesn't make
Yeah.
you run away. It just makes it so you can't get closer to what you're afraid of. So he'd either have to stand still or move away from you.
But he can't lunge at you, at least.
Okay, well, to him, I'm going to appear like half a size bigger for a moment, scalier. My teeth might appear more sharpened. I have a aspect of the worm presence that frightens him. And if you could make a DC 17 saving throw as I yell, "You will not convince me. Stay where you are," and I'll point my glowy staff in his face again.
What kind of save?
Wisdom.
14. Not going to get it done.
Okay, so he is frightened for 1 minute.
Okay.
That's helpful.
He's going to see, your change of form, change of shape, and not so much be intimidated, fearful, anything along those lines, but much more an acknowledgement of respect, and that kind of thing. Not, "Ooh, I'm afraid," but, "All right, I see what you're doing here." And he's just going to kind of relax a little bit, as much as he can, while showing no expression on his face, but like posture-wise, just kind of slump his shoulders a little bit. All right, Umdar, anything else?
So that's an aura that will last for 1 minute. So he can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. And I can force another saving throw if he's still within that aura on a subsequent turn as a bonus action, just so you have that.
Okay.
And I think that will be it for Umdar.
All right. Gib, from within the circle of flame and your three captives of sorts, there seems to be a lot going on the other side of the wall. you hear like the constant rustling of branches and Daemion seemingly talking to himself. Umdar kind of chiming in. Banquo kind of, maybe you should see Banquo's head kind of floating mysteriously above the wall of flame from where you stand. What would you like to do while all of this is kind of mysteriously going on around you?
Well, I imagine this wall of fire is just making this like massive updraft, so I can't really hear much of what's going on. But Gib is going to use another steps of the night to give himself a little bit of flying speed, and he's going to, fly straight up. He's gonna tell these fools like, stay put, don't try to pass through the wall. And he's gonna get up, and he's gonna, almost Andrew Jackson the shit out of these gifts until you realize with Moonbeam, until you realize there's no actual like fighting going on.
When I
he's
get
just
up
gonna
there,
kind of look a little puzzled. So what this dude here to the north, what's his deal?
Just kind of seemingly absolutely staring at Banquo, or at least looking in his direction. No kind of, magical motions, no semantic components going on. Just standing there looking in Banquo's direction.
All right. And what's so Gibbs gonna look over to Banquo and be like, "Are we doing this? Am I getting a nod from from Banquo? I gotta keep attacking here."
Yep, fuck these guys up.
All right.
I don't know about the negotiations going on over there.
Yeah. All right.
I just know I have a headache.
Yeah. All right. So he's gonna look over to Daemion and Umdar, and they're not fighting, right?
No.
Yeah. So Gibbs very confused right now. But I think he's gonna yell out. He's like, "What's going on?"
Banquo,
he's
just
gonna
kill
yell
them
over
all. Kill them all.
Yell over to Banquo and be like, "They're not fighting over here."
Check in on Banquo. We got this handled.
No, but the guy in front of me is now like made a sign of he's done. So yeah, no, you don't have to, but
yeah, all right.
Did you say you used the your ability that lets you fly if it's dark, right?
Yeah. So if it's in twilight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're surrounded by a 20-foot tall wall of fire.
Okay.
Just I thought that might be worth a moment's consideration.
Yeah. But like, yeah. All right. Damn. It's opaque on one. All right. Never mind. Then Gib is.
I'd be surprised if you couldn't hear us, though. I mean, I'm only like 20, 30 feet away from you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 feet away.
Yeah, assume if the fire is silent, but hopefully you're not creating a forest fire in here.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. All right, so Gib's he's gonna hang out with these guys. He's gonna continue to interrogate them. Like, what do you guys have in the bags? Like, put your bags in the center. Like, we got to figure this out because these guys are gonna kill you unless you can talk your way out of it. And I don't know you.
The first one you untied, the woman, she's going to dump out the contents of her bag. Like, and she's going to have this very nice, like, journal. She's going to open it up, and it's just full of, like, notes and little bits of maps and, like, crude drawings of, like, a study of this race of people. And she's, like, very thorough. We went here, and, just down the river, and we don't know how we got lost. Up here on our way back to Port Naranzanu. And they're all like agreeing with her and showing her, they're introducing themselves, doctor this, professor that. everybody's got a little logbook journal. One of them's got like detailed maps of all these places that they've been. And one of the maps that they show you is just like the one you're kind of familiar with, but they're going to make notes about like parts where the color changes are going to be parts where these tribes of these people, like the strongest concentrations of them.
Okay.
You know, they returned from this one down here.
Mm-hmm. And where are we currently?
You are like up here somewhere.
Right there, yeah. Okay. All right, but no artifacts or
No. Yeah, no like trinkets or anything. Everything looks culturally appropriate for who they are, if that makes sense.
Okay. Sure.
And you know, there's an academic component to your faith. You studied that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you've seen academics and what academics kind of seem to look like and the way they write and everything kind of checks out with this story that they came from this part. The maps are the most detailed of this region of Chult, and it's nothing but like temples and artifacts and studies of the culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask them. I said, how long have you been out here? We just came from Port Nyanzaru.
Yeah.
Nyanzaru, and there was some trouble there.
And they're gonna look at each other. They're like, "We're not really sure. It's been a while. We didn't keep track of days. 6-7 months."
Oh.
She's gonna look and like find like one of her journals and go all the way back to the first page. You know, she would have dated it, and she's gonna show it to you. You know, this is when we started, and it's gonna be about 8-9 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna just sit tight with that info, and pass the baton on to the next person in the initiative order.
Okay. Daemion, it is you. Oops, where we go? There we go. Hold on, I got you.
Oh yeah, I'm
There-
gone. There
There we go. Sorry.
So he showed me images of what looked like a holy site in pretty major disrepair, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Damn it. He's not happy about that because it means he may have jumped in and picked the wrong side. He's gonna fly off back in here. Out of the three of them, does any of them look like the one that would be in charge?
The woman.
All right, that works for me. So he's gonna fly down, or Peduncle's gonna fly down. He's gonna jump off Peduncle, walk right up to her, grab her, and like yell at her like, "You lied! You destroyed their holy site! How dare you!" And he's basically trying to intimidate her.
Okay.
Gibbs giving this whole like, whoa, what is going on kind of look.
Give me an intimidation check.
We love those. 13. Damn it.
She's not gonna like wither to you. Excuse me, we are academics. We believe in the pursuit of knowledge and the conservation of other cultures. We were nowhere near any holy sites. We traveled to the lands to see the tribe itself, and it's where it lives.
So you have been investigating these peoples.
Sure. She introduces herself. Dr. Harrison Jones shakes your hand. One of the leading, foremost academics in this field. We studied them. We've been out on a 9-month expedition. And she kind of shows you like all the things. Gib, you'd recognize it's a lot of the points that she made to you
Sure.
as she was pleading her case. The first day of their observations, the map, very detailed writings about, their habits, and, they're more of a sociological study kind of than anything. And out of all the little maps and kind of drawings that she shows you really quickly, none of them are going to match the image that you saw in your head.
Yeah. And Gibb's gonna kind of chime in and be like, it doesn't look like they've, they were anywhere near any of these holy sites.
So Daemion's gonna think for a second, and his conclusion so far is that unless he gets the idea that she's lying, that this is probably a misunderstanding. That somebody probably destroyed that holy site, but it doesn't mean that it was these people.
Yeah.
But he's going to take a gamble. He's going to drop the wall of fire. And he's going to look over to the one that he's been conversing with and say, you have the wrong people. What proof do you have that it was these people?
It is always the people from the cities come to plunder our holy sites. They seek trinkets and sell them as magical items, meaningless, worthless to them. Everything to us, our societal beliefs, our structure, everything, the strength we derive as a people, and all this is in your head, no movement of the mouth, derives from these holy sites, and they always have. They know this. Only recently have we pulled back from the holy sites, only to find grave robbers trespassing in our lands.
None of what you say relates to these people specifically. If you assume that all people like them are your enemy and they do the same to you, you will continue to fight and die for no reason. We are here hunting intruders on this land that have some ability to control other people. I find it much more likely that your enemy lies there than with these scholars. You are mistaken.
Make me a persuasion check at advantage.
Let's see what we got. 23.
At the mention of the ability to control people, for the first time, you're going to see a change of expression from this blank alien face to one of stern indignation. You're going to see him look off to the others. He can see the other two, and at least I guess where they're sitting for the most, especially without the wall of fire, they can all see each other. They all heard you, and they all looked at each other. What proof do you have?
We just left the port city in which every single surviving person acts as though in a trance. They stand around doing nothing. And the entire city appears empty, other than these thralls. I don't have a word for it.
Gibb's gonna put a hand on each of these people's shoulders as, you know, Daemion recounts this, because they're gonna be...
These are the first people we have seen since we arrived who appear to be normal. Hopefully you understand why I quickly went to their aid.
He's going to listen to what you say and just seems to get angrier and angrier the longer your story goes on, as the mention of the word like thralls, and asks you, how long have you been here?
What, a day? 2? I don't actually know exactly how much time has passed.
Okay.
Hasn't been too long.
It'd probably be about you should have long rested somewhere in there. Nobody expended any spell slots in the city, right?
No, but I'll reset mine.
Okay. Like somewhere along the way, like before we started today, you would have like had a rest, I guess, all the time in the city and blah, blah, blah. Getting this far down. And it's going to look, and once again, you're going to see them all turn to each other. Make no sound.
While he's speaking, from my recollection, we have one person who's gone down and one of theirs has gone down. Are they both like dead?
The one got pushed through like fire after a bunch of other and after like a bunch of eldritch blasts. So we'll say the one that got pushed through the fire is dead. Her probably as well. Like her mind is just
blown.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about what happened to her. All right, well, I will keep that information in mind, I guess. It's a lot harder to deal with dead.
It's only
Not
mostly
doctor, but there's
dead.
brains coming out of her ear.
Oh, look who knows so
I don't think she's
much.
gonna make it.
He's only mostly dead. And as they kind of converse to themselves, they're going to stop. You're going to see this one kind of head off. This one start to head this way. And he's going to look all of you in the respective eyes and in your heads all at the same time. So say, we must hurry. They are already upon him. We must protect it at all costs. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Go ahead.
Oh, damn it.
I'll give you like a clever quip as a free action.
Well, no, there was something I was going to do if they were going to try and leave.
Okay. We can pick it up right as everybody begins to turn. All right. So we've explored into the deep, dark jungle. We've met foreign aliens, other forms of green-skinned folks, dinosaurs, all the things that we want to see in Chult. And that's going to do it for us tonight. As always, you saw these amazing people play these amazing characters so well. Behind them, they're even better people. We give them a couple seconds to talk about themselves on our way out the door. I will blah, 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 and then we will let you get on with your evening. Let us start with Banquo. You learned a little bit of something. Family. You learned a little foreign language today.
Mm-hmm.
what are you thinking about all this going into the jungle? It's all the stuff you've heard about, all the nasty meanness and being gross. What do you think?
Oh, he's got his Banquo bingo card out, and he's just checking things off. He's always wanted to do in the actual jungle. But in all seriousness, he's just a little impatient to figure out this next vault because time's not on our side, and going through and finding this seems to be a solid lead, so he is thankful for that, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. And tell us about our boy Nick.
Yeah, I've been hanging with you for, I mean, we're getting closer to 2 years than we are to 1 year now.
Yeah, second year anniversary of the channel's in January.
Yeah, and I joined in February or March, so yeah. It's been great, and through you I've met Tim, and through Tim, Eric, and this has been great to get a chance, and of course originally met Rez on this channel as well, and yeah, it's been a lot of D&D in my life since joining that one shot there that you advertised on Reddit that one time, and it's I'm very glad to have been able to be a part of this.
Thanks, man. Like I said, as far as getting strangers on the internet, we've done exceptionally well, and I'm so happy that no internet stereotypes exist, at least around here. Awesome, thanks, buddy. I'm glad to have you, Tim. So Umdar showed a little dragon form. This thing showed it more as a sign of respect than out of fear. How are you feeling about that, as well as everything else that's kind of going on here deep in the jungles of Chult?
Yeah, Umdar is feeling. She was a little nervous stepping foot in the jungle, but seems to be, I wouldn't say thriving, but getting along pretty well. And I think that's the first time I've used that intimidation check to any real great effect, so that was fun to play around with that and get a unexpected reaction from our green-skinned friend here. I think we might be able to call him a friend now if that sign of respect was understood. Maybe we can learn something from these people rather than simply letting them fall beneath our swords or dragons or staffs or whatever we're carrying.
So I told you all we're bringing multiculturalism to the show today, and here we did it. All right, and then tell us about our friend Tim.
Sure. I am way too busy not playing D&D most days. I'm actually taking a hiatus from the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is like way too much D&D for one person to try to run.
Sure.
But looking forward to playing in more games. Eric here is starting to run a game for
I saw
the same group, so looking to get into that over the next few weeks and months, and hope maybe getting some more rest, not worrying about the prep I'm not doing for the game that I'm running.
Doing the same thing next year, so I totally get it. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the club, brother Eric. We appreciate welcome. It's a interesting side of the thing to be on. It's great. I've seen in the Discord about your game, so I'm happy for you, buddy. So about Gib, we have helped people seemingly captured. I don't know if you consider this highway menery, but it's something. In the
still
darkness.
helping people.
Yeah. So you, through some clever kind of puzzle solving and some compassion, you seem to have the group seems to have diffused the situation. How you feeling? Traveling into the jungle, things not being what you would like them to be, but at least having saved some people today.
It's hot in this jungle.
Yeah.
But the mystery deepens, so really curious to see where this is heading. As someone who's at least spent a lot of time in education in the temples of Selûne, interested in chatting more with these scholars to kind of see what they've learned about these folks here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then tell us about our friend Eric.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here, playing this game, learning a lot, which will help me, I guess, as I kind of take the dive into running my own campaign. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be a glorious mess, I'm sure, but it'll be a lot of fun. So couldn't ask for a better group of people to help train new dungeon masters. So.
If nothing else, I'm an example of what not to do at times, or at least easily foiled by something he thinks is overly clever. So learn humility. You might not be as smart as you think you are. Awesome.
And not every encounter is going to end in dinosaur combat.
Yes.
Right? So.
As much as you want to dangle that out there, sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. All right. Fabulous. Thanks for being here, buddy. All right. Daemion. We have a seemingly clash of cultures kind of going on here. A deeply secluded indigenous tribe feels trespassed upon by people not of their ilk, and want to take retribution against the perception that they have been robbed by grave robbers. Not something you were buying, huh?
It's entirely possible that someone did it, but it's not okay for them to just start killing people under the assumption that it was probably them. Like, he gets vengeance, obviously, but you gotta find the right people first. It's like kind of an important step.
Vengeance due process.
And yeah, we can't exactly hold a fucking Supreme Court hearing out here, but
the decision would be 6-3.
Seems like we were able to diffuse things a little bit, at least. And I mean, honestly, if Daemion finds out they did do it down the line, he'll kill them himself.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That's on me.
But right now, it doesn't appear to be the case. Despite all his efforts, he really can't find a reason to believe that they actually were responsible.
Fair enough. Yeah,
So on one side we have an innocent party, and on the other side we have a group with a legitimate grievance that went a bit too far. Neither of them necessarily needs to die over that.
Well, as far as the Gith were concerned, it wasn't going to be them doing the dying, so it was the decision was a little easier on their behalf.
Yeah, well, 12 seconds ago, Daemion was of a different opinion.
Awesome. And then tell us about our friend Raz.
Yeah, it's been a pretty great session. We managed to breeze through 3 encounters with very minimal bloodshed.
Mm-hmm.
But also I got to do a badass superhero landing followed by a giant fire explosion, and that was cool.
Take your victories where you can.
Yeah, it's been a fun and interesting adventuring day so far.
Awesome. All right, so as always, that is our amazing cast. I'm so glad to have them every single week, even if it means foiling me when I think I am clever, and I am quickly proven that I am not. So that's going to do it for us tonight. We will be off this Friday from Legacy of Blood, and most likely next week as well, as it's Thanksgiving time. To everybody who's watched, thank you so much. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, whatever holidays you celebrate or don't. We'll be back on, I even have the date pulled up. We will be back on Wednesday, November 30th for episode 29 of Dynasty of Dragons. Until then, thanks to everybody who's watched. You can catch us on YouTube at GrowedUpGeek. A lot easier to navigate now. We have the requisite number of subscribers, so watch all of our old stuff. We've got more than 130 episodes on the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching tonight. To my players, thank you guys for being here and being awesome. We'll see everybody in a couple of weeks. Have a happy holiday. See you later. Bye.